Hello there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince, and welcome to day 17 of the Amazon Advent Return Challenge, where I've bought a pallet of 40 items and I'm working my way through them one by one. Some items are working, some are nice easy fixes, some have been a nightmare, but it is all hopefully a little bit entertaining. So now let's get started on day 17 and see if we can fix the items today.
My Mate Seamster.
Here we have a multifunctional electric sewing machine. Let's unbox it and see what it's doing. Apologies, I've got the worst hiccups at the moment. I've tried to do this take 6 times now and I keep hiccuping it. It's coming every few seconds. So there you go, there's one. Annoyingly, it should have an adapter. So this looks brand new and it was nicely in the packaging here, but they didn't include the adapter. There's a 6-volt adapter here that plugs in here that looks like it was in here, which goes through this bit. Now, I'm not sure if there's going to be anything wrong with this. I can see, okay, these hiccups really annoy me. I can see that it's all jammed up here. So I'm wondering, did they try to use it? Did it get jammed up? And then this was loose as well in there. Did it get jammed up and they just gave up on it? So let's bring it over to I'll try to get rid of my hiccups. Let's bring it over to the mat. Put 6 volts into it and see if we can get it working and also freed up. But I don't know how sewing machines work. I'm not going to learn it for this Advent series here. I just want to see if it starts doing this. I've got a feeling it was sent back because of the blockage, and maybe they just didn't like it. Maybe it wasn't as good as the sewing machines they remember from their youth or something like that.
Now, having a look on Amazon, this thing's more expensive than I thought it would be. It's £70. This one is blue and white, but I presume this is going to be down as green and white or mint and white. And that is Prime. So you can see here that is Prime. And reviews-wise, 32 reviews, 4.8 stars. So although they haven't sold that much of them, people certainly like it. Now, hopefully it's not going to work, but I've got a feeling it is. So I'm just going to just get rid of this knotted mess here. And then, so I've been messing around with it. This thing lifts up this little foot. This thing brings the needle up here so you can thread it. I just want to see if it's working. It is something I wouldn't mind knowing how to do, but I just haven't got time right now. So I'm going to take that out there. So that's out. And this is now out. So that should be enough for me to get it to work. We have off, low and high. And it's 6 volts, 1200 milliamps, center pin positive. So I'm just going to do this via the bench power supply. And let's see if it is working. Fingers crossed it's not. Just going to find a suitable jack. Yeah, just a standard one there. Right, I've got my bench power supply here, 6 volts, 1200 milliamps, and center pin positive, so that's live there. Keep my hands clear in case it's still... Okay, it's off already. Hold on. There you go, we can see it working. Let me get rid of this. So maybe if you were really into your sewing, you just might not like this one and it might just have been sent back for whatever reason. So keep my hands well clear of everything. Let's go to low. You can see that's going slow. You can see it working there. And high. I'm just messing with this and it is quite clever. So look here. You can see if you do a straight stitch, you're going to go to number 1 here. And look at the needle. It's just going up and down in a straight line. So watch this. Now watch this, if I was to go to this one here, you will see it doing this. So go to 9, like that. Now watch. Look at it jumping. That's clever, isn't it? Let's see what this one does, 7. Not quite sure, that seems to be jumping more, I don't really know. It's good though, isn't it? 12. So that's going to be long, slower ones, I think. And there's a little light here. Press that on and it illuminates the area. Do you know what it could be? It could be an adapter problem. Maybe it came with the adapter. The customer went to plug it in and the adapter went bang straight away. So they might have just thrown the adapter and then just sent this back here. So maybe this thing here was never faulty. It could have been the adapter that was supplied with it that was faulty.
Small but apparently mighty.
Here we have an air heater. It says here, drive out the cold in every corner, heat the whole house. We'll have to see about that. Look at the size of it. Anyway, let's unbox it and see what's wrong with it. Well, there we go. It looks like it was damaged in transit because it's in bits here and this is broken off. I could glue it. It probably would be usable again. Might super glue that there, but it's just never going to look good. Let me just see how it goes back together. So that's going to go on there. That fits in there. Oh, I'm with you. And then that goes on there. And that clips in. Okay, let's just see if it works. You don't have to watch me gluing it. That goes in pretty well, actually. Oh, it's got a little tilt switch here. Yeah, that is going to be fixable, but it would only be, again, might be useful for somebody's garage or shed or something like that. Let's plug it in, see if there's anything else wrong with it. So red light, it's already come on. And I can already feel heat building up. So does that actually do anything? Oh, it's touch, look at that. No, that's the switch at the bottom. How does it even work? Oh, there's speeds at the bottom here. So that's off. And that's on full. So I think that's just to let you know it's on. And then if it gets knocked over, the switch at the bottom. So at least that works. Yeah, it's a very simple little thing. Yeah, and that's just a work indicator. Right, okay, well, there we go. It's definitely working. I'll glue that up. Actually, what I could do for more strength is, because there's nothing on around these bits anyway, so I could super glue this and this to make it look nice and super glue on that bit there. And then, so that's going to be on there like so. And then I can actually pour epoxy or that plastic bonder around this area here, and that will actually fill up the break behind. So apart from the fact it doesn't look nice from the front, it will actually be workable. If you wanted to, what you could do is you could fill that and you could spray the whole thing, but you need to start thinking about the cost of this item, and unless you wanted it for yourself, you wouldn't be reselling it like that anyway. But yeah, there is options here to actually make that perfect again. But I'm just going to make it functional. There we have stage 1 done. It went together really nice. I haven't taken pressure off yet, but I think it's going to hold its shape very nicely. So I'm going to leave that dry now. That's just super glue. And then when it's dried, I'll fill up this area with plastic bonder. And that I don't think will ever break again.
Later that day.
This clipped back in absolutely beautifully. I wish I was recording it. It went in with such certainty. I couldn't feel the difference between this bit here and this bit here. It just clipped in lovely all the way around. I was expecting that bit to be really weak, but somehow it wasn't. So although cosmetically it is damaged, I would have no problem using that whatsoever. You can see it just there. So yeah, it's a lovely little heater. When it comes to the claim, drive out the cold in every corner, well, I can confirm that this corner is definitely colder than where I'm sat right now, and it says heat the whole house. Well, I went upstairs and guess what? I couldn't feel it. But of course, you're not going to feel it. It's only going to heat up the small area around it, but it does a very good job at that. And I think you've got to admit, it's quite a stylish little thing. I like it. So although I couldn't sell it, friends and family could definitely have this, and I wouldn't feel bad, guilty, worried whatsoever, because I think that's going to be a lasting repair, and I don't think it's dangerous whatsoever.
Surprisingly interesting knitting machine.
Here we have a Jamit knitting machine. What? Look at this thing. So I've put some legs on it. I screwed this thing in here, and you can turn it, and as you turn this, you can see that it spins around here. And it makes all these things come up and down. And the idea is you get your wool or your yarn through here, and then as you turn this, it stitches it, and you go round and round and round, and you can make yourself some nice warm woolly hats. Look at that, Christmas hats for Christmas. But it does say that you can use an adapter with it, or 18650 batteries. Now I've put 3 18650 batteries in. Yes, I haven't seen if there's any charge in them, but these are brand new from Fogstar. Normally there is charge in them, and when I turn it on here, nothing's happening. So when I turn it on, it should, this is for circular stitching and this is for plain stitching. I'm not sure about the difference, we might work it out as we're doing it. But look, there's no light coming on here and there's nothing happening. So I presume this should spin instead of using a handle. So let's bring it over to the mat and see if we can work out what is going on with this. I'm hoping this might be interesting. Okay, let's see why this is not working when we turn it on here. There's no light either. So I've used the 18650s and I've done the ones that have the little cap at the end. So let's see if we have voltage. I'm worried about breaking this here. Hold on. There we go, that's pretty good. Perfect. Right, let's get a voltage. Let's see, we're going to have column 4 volts each, so we're going to have 12 volts. So first of all, let's just go across each of them. Yeah, so 4 volts, 4, 3.6, so that one is quite a bit lower. Right, so we are going to go from the negative here, so let's just go purely on the metal, to the metal here. Let's see what we got. Well, that's not right, 0.8 of a volt. So let's go on to here. 11 volts. So we've got no connection between here and here. So this one hasn't made a connection. Hold on. Got to take these out. I've got to be careful because they're lithium. Let me use plastic. Let's find out why you are not making a connection. They were hard to get in. Looks like they're even harder to take out. No, that's a nightmare. Right, let's see if I can take out the bottom. It might give more slack. Oh, my word. I can't get them out. I know I can use a screwdriver, but you've got to be so careful because if I short in here, I could short the positive to the negative. Right, is there any way I can move this along to make a connection? Because they're very tight in the plastic here. So let's try to move that right the way along. See if that's now making a connection. I can worry about taking them out later. No, still nothing there. I've lost the one, I've lost the connection at the bottom now as well. So I think we know what the problem is. It's they're not sitting in here nicely. Got it. 11.6 volts. Right, I'm on the metal here. Look, nowhere near the actual battery, and I've got 11.6 volts. Right, let's see if you're working now. Oh, red light's on, green light's on. So why are you not going? Oh, so we've still got a problem. So it's not just that, because look, there's nothing happening now. Interesting. No, nothing happening. Right, we have to get into this thing. Ideally, I need to take the batteries out, but I also don't want to take the batteries out because I can't take them out. Let's undo all the screws and see if it becomes obvious. Maybe there's a broken wire somewhere. Now, am I going to break these? Hopefully not. Let me use, little crosshead will do. Yes, little crosshead will work. Might be something wrong with the switch, or maybe this thing here. Maybe that changes direction clockwise or counterclockwise. Looks like I've got screws around here as well. Right, this is where I lose all the screws. Please don't come flying out too much. Oh, I've done well. Oh, one goes on the floor. Now I can see more screws just here, so let's undo these. And I'm thinking the whole top will then come off. But they're smaller. Oh look, we've got 3 black ones here. And it says
they're all labelled up. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around to 48. So I suppose that's if you want to, you know, like count stitches or something. Now, is this going to lift up? Hope it doesn't spring out at me. It might be one of those things that will be really hard to get back together. Right, you're coming through the switch here. Yes. Right, we are. We're in. Okay. So, we've got a motor down here, so maybe I can put voltage directly into the motor. Got to be careful, I don't want it really to come apart because I might line it up all incorrectly. Well, oh, we've got a little circuit board here. So there must be something going on. Let's undo this here out of curiosity and see what's under here. I thought it was just going to be a very simple affair, but it looks like there's some brains in here, unless this is all for the lights, but why have we got so many connections? I've got some grease on my finger from somewhere. Right, what are you? Oh, whoa! I was not expecting that at all. What? What on earth would you need all that for? Why would you need a microcontroller? Unless, does it connect via Wi-Fi? No, there's no Wi-Fi on it. I was going to say, does it connect via Wi-Fi or something where you can download programs to it? Really confused. Okay, so voltage. We're going to have black and white coming out of this here, and that goes up into one of these, I think, into here. So we know that we've got power in the board. Oh, look, a little blue LED there as well. So we have to find out why we've got nothing going to the motor. So the motor is this one here. Should we see if we have voltage here? Because I'm thinking it should be on right now. Also, how on earth does this, what does this do here? How does this control what direction it's going in? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't seem to be connected to anything. Yeah, I don't have a clue what that does. Maybe we don't have to worry about that just yet. Right, voltage DC. Let's see if we have anything going up to the motor. No, nothing. Nothing going up to the motor. Oh, hold on, something's in here as well. There must be more electronics in here because we have cables going in. I suppose first of all we'll have to see if the motor's working. So maybe I'll get my bench power supply and just put a small amount of voltage into the motor. So let's turn it off here, and I'm going to take these out. Let's just put 3 or 4 volts into the motor to see if that's spinning. Right, it's about 3.2 volts. I think it would be wise to unplug it from the board in case I put back voltage in. So let's unplug this one here. There. And now that goes up to here. Let's just see if I can tap it on. Well, I don't need to go on there. I'll just go on here. Here and here. No, nothing. Hold on. I think I'm in there. Right, nothing's happening that way. Let's go this way. No, it's not drawing anything. Right, let's up the voltage. So we will go to 5 volts. We'll see if it does anything. No. Let me try turning it here in case the motor's gone. You know what I mean? In case the motor's gone onto a bad bit. There we go. So I think what's happened here is, because it hasn't been used in so long, I think the motor got a little bit dirty where the brushes were sat on the commutator, and just by turning it now, I put it onto a fresh bit, and you can see now, I think it's going to want to go. There. Now look, it's not happy. Maybe it's because we've got too low a voltage. There. You can't even see this, can you? Can I take this off? No, oh no, Vince, what have you done? What have you done? Oh, they've all come out now. Okay.
Ha ha.
Maybe that's not disastrous. Maybe they're easy to pop back in. There. It's really not happy. 1.3 amps. Oh, look. Look here. We have, do you see this cable here? It goes up to this. What on earth is that for then? Look at that. We have a little, some little sensor of some sort. Don't know what that is recognising. Maybe there's some magnets or something on this outer thing where this recognises where it's next to it, and it does something different. So you can see the motor here is the same gear as the one for the hand crank here. Right, let's up the voltage. Let's go to 7 volts. Let's see if that's enough to get this working. Nah. Let's go to 9 volts. So what's strange is when I put it on here now, it's not reading any amps. When I go to turn it, it suddenly goes up to, I can kind of hear it make a noise, and it goes up to 1.3. But not every time. There, now 1.3 amps. That motor is not happy. I'm pretty sure it should be working at 9 volts, but just because I know that there's 12 volts coming out of the battery, I'm going to go all the way to 12 volts. Just to see if that will kickstart it. I thought it would be working by now. I think there's something wrong with the gearbox. Oh, there we go. So you see, it goes, but then it stops, and it's drawing 1.4 amps now. It's not happy. Right, okay, let's turn off the bench power supply. I think we're going to have to see. I think the problem is purely with the motor. What would be interesting is, should we see if there's any, when it's disconnected, if there's any voltage coming out of here? To see if there's like 12 volts coming out. Voltage, DC, turn this on. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, 12 volts, you see, coming out of here. So I think the board is doing what it needs to do, but this is just not working. So let's get the motor out. Maybe we can separate the motor from the gearbox. It could be the gearbox that's causing the problem, not the motor. Right, I think I'm going to have to undo these little screws all the way around because I can't get to the bolts underneath here. Okay, so there's nothing happening there. So I can undo these two here now. That should hopefully free up the motor. There we go. Okay, now we need to take this out completely, so I can do it on my bench power supply. So I'm just going to take it out through the tape here. And let's work on the motor. Alright, let's find out why you are not working. So can I take you out of here? Yes, I can. What do you say? And zoom in. GB37Y520-60, 122 RPM, DC 12 volts. So it says it all here. So there's something wrong, I think, in this gearbox here because it's blocking it up. Let's undo these little screws and see what's going to happen. Oh, long. Now, shall we see if you, I mean, look at that. That's lovely. I think you're going to spin absolutely perfectly. So let's get our bench power supply. And we're going to go on to positive and negative and see if you spin. What am I on, 12 volts? No, this is wrong. I'm going to lower down the voltage a bit because it keeps shorting. I'm just going to go to 10 volts. So it starts and then stops. Look, let's see if we can get it going by just tapping it. And that's gone now completely. That's not right. I'm going to go in the wrong way. And it will go the other way. Yes, there we go. Let's see if we can free it up. So it's quite happy that way. I'm going to go back up to 12 volts. Feels like it's pulsing. It's not, that's not nice. This should be super smooth, and it's this that's going to reduce it down. So you have a lot of torque at low speed. Right, now let's see if you're going to go. There we go. Still rubbish though. No. I think we have to take it apart. I don't think this is as simple as dirt. Because look, it still stops. I think that might be it. Yes. Now it's coming. Here we go. Here we are. Oh, nice. Right, well, let's zoom in. Now, can you see anything? There's one brush there, 3 fingers, and one brush here, 2 fingers. And where's the third one? Directly shorting that to that. So it's not actually going through the commutator here, this thing here. They're shorting to each other, I think. So it looks like when it was put together, that instead of this being lifted up here, this has gone straight through here, and you can see we have a direct short through here, here to here. So if I was to get my needle probes on continuity, we should find that we have a short here to here. Do we? There you go, listen, see? So we should find that we have a short here to here. There, and we shouldn't. So let's separate them, and hopefully we'll find that the short's gone. And then I've got to try to flatten them out. So why are you, there you go, we're up there, so that can just go back down. Is it broken? Oh, it's snapped completely. There you go, snapped completely. Oh, we've only got one. We've only got one left there now. So this is never going to work nice. Oh, what a shame. Okay, I think it will still work on one, but it's just not going to work well. But how long that's going to last for? It should have 3 fingers, it's only got the one. I haven't got any of these to replace with. I haven't got a motor to replace it with. But I can take a picture of the motor and see how much they cost. See if you can get one from AliExpress. But for the moment, let's just see if we can get it working. I think that will probably be it now. So if we were now to go on here and here, well, let's just go onto the back here. We should find that we don't have a short here to here now. There you go, no short. Yeah, nothing there. There we go. So that's why the problem was there. It was obviously gripping a little bit, but there was no real speed there. Oh, what a shame. New product as well. So I think that's faulty from new. I'm going to try to put it in by bending the good one down. How am I gonna do this? Ah, look, can you see what they do? They allow you to put something in here, here and here. Look at that, that's clever. Here and here to do this, to allow you to put it together. Look at that, isn't that nice? And then you see you can take your tweezers out and they will go down. So let's open that up. Put this in. Now hold on. Shouldn't make a difference, should it? No. I should have made a scratch here and here so I could put it back on exactly as it came off. I don't think that's going to make a difference. I'll get that side in there. Right, I won't force down the things yet. Shall we see if it starts going now on 12 volts? See if it's nice and strong. Right, now positive is here. Ready? Come on now. You know what? When I do it, it's 1.3 amps and it's only drawing 1.6 volts. It's not happy. Look at that, it's gone again. What's going on? Oh, I don't believe it. One of these ones have I've now shorted it. Look at that. I've now shorted that. So I've done what the factory's done, but I've done it on the good one. No, that's the bad. This is the bad one still. What's going on? Oh, Vince. Right, let's try that again. Oh, there's a little cutout here. I'm learning. There's a little cutout here that has to go on this bit here. Oh, no, that's come off. Hold on. So that's the bearing at the back. Right, so let's get this right now, Vince. Oh, I don't believe it. I've broke the last little finger. I think it is game over. Unless I can somehow get this more over. Oh no. Again, most of the enjoyment for me is working out what the problem is, and I've definitely worked out what the problem is. It's just, it would have been nice to get it working for a bit. You can see now I've broke all three, the last remaining finger I've broken off. I'm just wondering if there's any way this could be melted over a bit, If I get the soldering iron and I melt it, I wonder, can I push this over down here a bit more? Well, what I could do is I could make a little hole. It needs a new motor, yeah? Let's try to get the... How thick is that? I think I'm going to use the soldering iron. Just burn through, then see if I can move that along a bit. I only needed to go a few mil. Trying to burn through here. There. Now, is there any way I can push that along while trying to burn it? Right, so I'm going to use my long nose pliers and I'm putting pressure on here. Let's see if I can melt that across. Come on. Shouldn't breathe in burning plastic. Come over, come over. Keep coming. Did you come over at all? I think you did. Just let it solidify there for a minute. Clean off my expensive soldering iron that I shouldn't be melting plastic with. Now let's just see, has that pushed them over more? Have you gone over more or not? So you've gone up this way. You've gone up this way, but that's no good. So now I need to try to force out that bit here. How am I going to get that over? So I seem to be over there, but it didn't melt from here. Unless I just try to get the soldering iron in there and physically move it along. because it doesn't want to go with the tweezers, because it's in there too well. And I could try bending that down. It's definitely moved over a bit, but not much, and I know that's just going to break. So really I'm going to have to try to heat this up and force it down from here maybe. Tell you what I'll do, because it doesn't matter if this bit here all melts. Let's try to force it down from here. Let's see if it will go down. As the metal heats up, it might push into place. There we go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go. That's not bad. That's not bad. Maybe I should leave it at that. Let's have a little look. So that's going to be on the curve of the middle, and that's still nowhere near. So it really does need to come over a lot more. A lot more. I'm going to use pliers on it. Let's do it again. Oh, Vince! Oh, you idiot.
Ha ha.
Oh no. Has it gone? Oh. I had good intentions. Oh no, I might be alright. I might be okay. Seems to be further away now than it ever was. I mean, what have you even done? How have you managed to get shorter? Is it because I've got such a bend on it? It's nowhere near going to reach it now. I wonder if I unsolder it, can I push it through? Do you know what I mean? Let me try to unsolder it. Hindsight is a great thing, but at the very beginning, if I had unsoldered it and just pulled it through, then I could have made a nice new measured hole without any obstacles in the way, and then I could have just put it through the hole again. But these things are always easier after you've attempted something, you start to understand something more. But anyway, I'm unsoldering it now, and I'm going to try to take out the brush completely and then put it through the new hole again after straightening it up. Come on, yes. I think I've done it. Come on, holy moly. That wasn't easy. Now, what I want to do is I want to make a new hole nearer here. So I can see a slight hole there. Let's see if the grinding pen will do a better job. So I want to be going through that hole there. So this has all been spot welded. You can see there. I wonder, could you make your own fingers with... No, nickel would be too soft, wouldn't it? It would just bend. This is kind of... it's got a spring to it. I think we'll be able to get something out of this. I'll probably have to peel back a bit of this though. There we go. Look at that. Something's gone right. Ta-da! Got new fingers. Fantastic. Now you're going to go through here. I think. I'll probably look up the price of a motor now and it'd be 4p. After spending 3 years on this. Look at that. Seriously. Look at that. Oh my. Even as it is, I think that's going to work. By the time we melt this back down, I think that will be nice. So, they've done a little bit of a bend on it. Let's see if I can do a bit of a bend. Oh, come on, please. Will you look at that? Is that not quite nice? Look, that's going to the middle there, and that's going to be pretty much in the middle. Oh my. I think that might be it. Let's try to fold this down here. So now I'm going to try to squeeze it while melting it and see if I can get that in place. Because look, we've definitely got it through here. I think that will be okay once. Well, can I not put this through now and that will keep it in place? You know what I mean? So I need to try to melt that on. Do you know what I could do? Really, I need to get it onto nice clean. I need to get it onto a clean bit there. I'm going to cut it here. Here we go. Pull that back out. Now let's see if that will go through. Yes, you will. Oh, look at that. Oh, that was nice. I'm not going to mess with this just yet. Let's get all this on. So I'm going to solder that to there to begin with. I suddenly feel very hopeful. Be honest. You feel guilty now, don't you? You've been shouting at the screen. In fact, you weren't just shouting, you were screaming at the horror show that was unfolding before your very eyes. And all of a sudden, boom, it just came together. Do you know what I think it was? There we go. Peeling back the white plastic on the fingers to unveil more fingers. I thought those slots would only go so far. I thought it'd be like a little bit of nickel and just 3 fingers at the very end. But the fingers kept going on and on and on. Nice. That was the turning point for me. Somehow, through all the horrors, I think we might have something that may actually work. Just going to give that a little heat up. There we go. Right, so you can see now that is actually looking okay. The sort of original hole looks like it's been all just melted in again. And that looks good there. And now I'm just going to give this a little. I'm wondering if I should add some heat to try to melt this little bit in. Because I think it might work better than the soldering iron. All I want to do is give this a squeeze. I think it's already home in its place. I just want to kind of squeeze this and add a little bit of heat just to here to see if it will just melt only this bit. Let's see if that will work. Right, are you going to stay? Oh, look at that. Now, are you strong? Yes, I think you are. So now, boom, 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 boom as it goes round. Boom, 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 boom. So do I have to bring that down a little bit? I think I do. Well, I think that's going to go round that bit quite nicely because that's quite big there. And let's give that a little clean up with a Q-tip. Well, I think considering how bad it was at one stage, I think I ended up getting away with that quite well. And I'm actually very happy with the end result. Even happier considering at one stage I thought it was game over. So yeah, got lucky. So now I just need to put it back together using tweezers through the holes in the back just to try to open up the brushes a little bit to get them to go over the commutator so they don't short again. And then let's now test the motor with the multimeter to see if we have continuity across the capacitor at the back, and then we can put voltage in and see if it works. Come on. You beauty. A 5 ohm reading. That is beautiful. Should we see if when I spin it, it keeps the 5 ohm reading? Right, 6 ohms, 5 ohms. I think that's working, you know. Let's go into millivolts, see is it giving us a voltage when we spin it. Yes, it is. Whee! Oops. Right, I think you are going to work. Let's see, 12 volts, straight into it. Let's see what you're going to do. What do you think? Yes or no? I'm going to say yes with confidence. Because a multimeter doesn't lie. Are you ready? Come on. Listen to that. Oh, and it's only drawing 0.08 amps. So 80 milliamps, 77 milliamps, 11.95 volts. You absolute beauty. Should we see if it goes the other way? Oh yeah. That is 70 milliamps, 69 milliamps. Prefers it that way round. Well, I don't think 80 milliamps is a massive draw, is it? Oh, fantastic. Look at that. Is it going to last? I don't know. I mean, the brushes are against it now, so maybe it will. I don't think they're going to wear out any more than they would have done when they were new. It's just that, has it got enough strength to be against it all the time? I think that seems all right. Yeah, so it's 70 milliamps that way, and 68 milliamps that way. I think that is good enough. Right, let's try to punch these over. I enjoyed that. It was a little bit harder than I thought it would be, but that was quite rewarding. Smug Vince is in the house. So let's get this thing back together. I'm just going to show you it now when it's halfway through. The motor appears to have quite a bit of power because it's one thing working when it's not attached to anything, but when it's attached to something, it's going to be harder. Even being attached to the gearbox will make the motor harder to turn. I haven't got the red thing on, but look. Look at that, that is going round with force. And these are all coming up here. Result. Right, I've got it back together. Let's see if it's going to work. So right now we're on, let's leave it on C and go. So let's wait until it goes round black here. Black. So it's done one revolution, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to put it to P and see what it does. Black again. Right, so that just keeps going round and round. Let me just make sure that this is working. Yes, and back. Okay, right, now let's go to P. Stopped. So it stops there. Oh no, Vince, I should have the black on here. So it's got confused now. It should be the black on there when it stops. So I need to take it apart again. Oh, look at that, it's gone the other way. But that should be on black. Let's see what happens when we go back down this way. Right, so I'm going to have to stop it when it goes to there. Stop. Hold on. There. These three should be black. So I'm going to have to make those 1, 2 and 48 or something. Oh man, what a nightmare. Problem is when you don't work on something before. Obviously if you had a ton of these to fix, then you'd only make that mistake once. I've got paw prints everywhere, it's so greasy. Is there any way I can cheat it, I wonder?
No, it all has to come apart again. Ah.
Many tears later.
It is all back together. And look what I found. I thought to myself, ooh, I wonder if I look in the Andy Pandy bag. Remember when I did the pull string toys? Rupert the Bear, Womble, Andy Pandy. His name should never be mentioned in the My Mate Vince household. But one good thing's come out of it is I must have bought this when I was down at Hobbycraft. Unless my wife bought it, I don't know. But it's ended up in that bag with all the other stuff for the pull string toys. So let's try to see if My Mate Vince can do some knitting. Now, apparently you feed this through here. And then you've got to start it by hand. I presume there's some knots that you do that I'm not going to know. So I am going to put it through here. No, is it which way? Hold on, 1 second. Let's go this way. So it goes around like that. And I've got an adapter here from the back massager, the neck massager, which is also 12 volts. Right, so I'll go around 1 revolution. Right, here you go. Are you ready? Let's see what it's going to do. I'm just unwinding this as I go. Isn't it clever? My Mate Vince is knitting. Look at that. I'm not sure how much tension I'm supposed to have it under. And I presume if I put it to that P one, that maybe, is it to use different colours or something? I don't know. Or maybe there's different stitches where you need to go one way than the other. I think I've done this a little bit loose. It's going to be more like a string vest than a scarf. But anyway, you can definitely see it's working. Oh no, 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 stop, stop, stop. Oh no. Right, let's bring that all the way round. No, let's bring it back. I wasn't concentrating and I pulled it out, looking at the camera. Let's put that back through here. Hopefully we can rescue that again. Oh no, this is all... Oh, Vince, I've ballsed it up. This has come out. It's looked like a handbag now. Anyway, we'll keep going. Right, I'll fast forward through this and we'll see what it ends out like. My Mate Vince creation. It'd be like abstract art, you know, where they just throw paint everywhere. And then they come up with a story afterwards of why it was done like that. Look at that though, I mean that really has knitted something. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now this is looking nice. Look at that there. This is unbelievable. I can make my own merch. I feel a bit bad. This has gone down lots. I don't know if I want to waste all this in case... I don't know if my wife needs it for anything. Well, I think we've proved that... I wonder if you have to stop on the black bit. I think we've proved that this is working. So let me get some scissors, cut this here. I've got to try to work out how to undo this. Right, pull that, do that there. Obviously you're supposed to tie some sort of knot. So now, let me see if I mean, this came off, didn't it? So maybe you'd... Oh my word, you just go backwards to undo it. I think. Maybe you've got to do it slower. No? Hold on. How did this lot come off? Obviously there's going to be a technique to this. Let me try it here now. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's nice. So you just do one and then it comes off. Right, let's see what I've created. There we go. That was, I think, the beginning. That should have been knotted up. There. Wow. What is it? But anyway, look at that. Seriously, look at that. So maybe the tighter you do it, the smaller the holes, possibly. So if you were making a scarf, it's going to be one that's very cold. It's cold. You know, lots of holes in it, and let's maybe use thicker yarn. Look at that, though. That's nice. Well, anyway, I'm not. Oh my God, it could be a. It looks like a thong of some description, doesn't it? Oh my word! I've created that by accident. How good is that? Front and back. That's brilliant. Shall I model it? Look at that. Well, you know what? It's an unusual item. I'm not sure whether anybody has done any fixes on these before. Let me just go to that one there. It's weird, isn't it, how it goes the other way like that? I think it's been an interesting item. And the fix on the motor, although it's not a good fix, it is still a fix. Right, I'm just going to pack this up now and then I can do the summary.
Summary.
So for the knitting machine, I'm putting it down as £20. I've seen it for sale on Amazon as low as £51, but I do have to buy an adapter for it. So I've allowed £5.50 for the adapter. Might be a bit generous there. It might end up costing more with postage, but I put it down as £20. Now the fan heater, I was looking up the price and I've had to put it down as £0. Do you know why? Oh, look here. It's had a recall. Fan heater XH1201 safety notice, and that's what it says here. XH1201. You've got to be so careful. And it says that it's a serious risk of fire as the overheat protection device was not fixed and would not function when required. This could cause the product to overheat and ignite. The plug also has pins with a distinct step between the sleeve and the metal parts, which would cause damage to the socket and undue wear and tear to the sleeve over time. Additional, the fuse did not contain any ballast, which is required for the proper function of the fuse under fault conditions, thereby presenting a fire risk. So yeah, it doesn't comply with the Electric Equipment Safety Regulations 2016's or the Plugs and Sockets Safety Regulations 1994. So amazingly, it's managed to fail on 2 of them. So unfortunately, I can't move that on even to friends and family. So not doing too good really. And lastly, £10 here for the circular knitting machine, because I've got to put it down as friends and family, because I have no idea if that motor is going to last 1 more minute or whether it'll last 1 more year. So it's £40 currently in Amazon, so I've put it down as 25% friends and family, 25% off retail, so £10. So overall £30. So not doing too good, especially when the lion's share of that was from a product that already works. Anyway, hopefully day 18 may bring some more, if not profit, interesting fixes.